You're in Braves country. All right, welcome in, y'all. We're about to hit the bottom of the first inning. Brewers and Dodgers, 0-0 your score. Mac McGee here. We're just getting done with game number 1 of the doubleheader as the Braves beat the Yankees 7-3. So bear with me as I try to get my feeding under me. First pitch on the way from Quinn Priester is right there on the outer edge. Called a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 to Shohei Ohtani. Hits the outer edge for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Looked like a curveball. Down and in. 1-2. Brewers 0, Dodgers 0. Bottom of the first inning. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Inside 94 sinker. 2-2. Shohei Ohtani batting .276 on the year. 32 home runs, 60 RBI. A 98.8 OPS. The 2-2. Down and in. 3-2. So a full count. Standing on deck is Mookie Betts. Freddie Freeman in the hole. The payoff pitch. Swing. Pops it up. Back foul out of play. We'll do it again. Good to see some of the folks over from Braves country here in the chat. Good to see you, Razor and PETA and Charlie. Shohei Ohtani, full count. Those of y'all who may be new to the stream, jump on in. Say hi. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got Shohei Ohtani up top with the strike. One away, and I know we're going to have some folks from Japan watching. If you do know English, we'd love to hear from you. If not, we'd love to hear from you in Japanese. So one out here in the bottom of the first, and Mookie Betts, the batter, batting .244 with 11 home runs and 45 RBI. He takes the first pitch, cutter down off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0, right there at the knees, 1-1. 1-1 count. Good to see you, Iron Lung. Right there for a slider. About belt high, 1-2. Mookie, 11 home runs, 45 RBI, a 696 OPS, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Quint Priester, 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts, and Freddie Freeman will come to the plate. Mookie Betts definitely not having the type of year he normally has. He's having a down year for sure, but I can think of a second baseman who's having a much worse year. Now, we're not paying him $300 million, but I'd take Mookie Betts at second base right now. First pitch on the way is a sinker. At the knees, it's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 96 up top, it's 0-2. Could Quinn Priester strike out the side to start the game? Holy cow. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Quinn Priester just mowed through the LA lineup like it wasn't there. That's not nothing. We'll be back in a flash. Brewers grab the bats, top of the second we go.
Would you rather get
Okay, so today I am trying the Hennessy Habanero Fruity Pebble Chicken Sandwich from Lisa's Soul Food in Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That's nasty.
I said I don't care what you think about me. I do care what you think about me as long as you care enough to know who I really am.
Okay, stop rubbing your nose, and I know it's that time of the month for you. But I bet we can both agree that periods are over-exaggerated, a little inflated, you know, my cramps, my crampy cramps, and that's why you just...
Over-exaggerated?
Hold on, I'm not telling you. No, you use it as... Women use it as an excuse to be like, I'm on my period, that's why I'm in a bad mood, and like...
An excuse? Are you kidding? You have the sniffles and you turn into a puddle of piss. You could not deal with fatigue and bloating and stabbing pains. It feels like...
Yeah, I'm a D1 athlete. I've broken my bones. I got up the next day and I was up and running.
Sure, and that happened one time. My irritability is sky high and I might be arrested, so I'm like talking to myself.
Might be arrested?
Arrested.
For what?
For putting hands on you.
You're for what?
During that stretch of time, he was learning. He was just going to work. You know, in jazz, they call that woodshedding.
Greg Maddux on the mound for the Cubs.
They struck them out.
Maddux, a tough pitcher. He's won 6 in a row on 8 of his last 9 decisions.
And the fans responding to 22-year-old Greg Maddux.
Those were his years of figuring out who he was and what he was about.
What's the biggest difference between the Greg Maddux of 1987 and the Greg Maddux right now? Well, I think I developed some confidence in my breaking ball and my changeup, how to throw it and maybe when to throw it, and I think that's probably been the biggest difference this year.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Glass now. Is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Christian Yelich, the batter. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, curveball, it's 0-2. Glasnow, who's on the shelf on the IL quite a bit of the season. Back on the bump for the second half of this Dodger run towards October. Dodgers come in 58-39 on the year, 33-17 at home. Brewers 56-40. The 0-2 swing chops it over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 putout. Mookie Betts on the play to Freddie Freeman. One away. One up, one down. Hey, Robert, good to see you. See Quack and PETA. I know this is late for some of y'all, but Jason. Four-seam fastball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. For those of y'all that may not have heard the announcement, we're going to be doing these on Friday nights going forward the rest of the season. We're going to sprinkle in some in August and September in the early part of the week. We just haven't decided what games we're going to do. The 0-1's right there for a strike. It's 1-1. Now, there's going to be certain games like when the Braves are in Texas where it's going to be hard to start the game, but we'll just catch the game in progress. The 1-1 right there for a strike. It's 1-2. And the reason why I had to start a second link is because that's how the radio guys figure out if it's worth doing next year, is essentially what it is. The 1-2, swing, chops it foul. It's not necessarily on the YouTube end. It's on their end. It's kind of complex, but they use a lot of the numbers that they get from it. And I'd just say, all right, man, that's what we'll do. Andrew Vaughn, 7 home runs, 29 RBI, a 601 OPS. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. 97 miles an hour. Yowza. 2 away. So far, this game has had 8 outs, and 6 of them by strikeouts. 3 by Priester, who struck out the side when they started against the Dodgers, and Glasnow has 3 of his own through 5. First pitch on the way to Collins is a 4-seam at the knees. 1-0. Isaac Collins batting .259 on the year. 5 home runs, 23 RBI. The 1-0 chops it over towards short, deep in the hole. Mookie Betts is going to make a hell of a throw, an athletic, acrobatic throw. He almost gets him, but he beats him by about a half step. I didn't think there was even a chance of him getting him on that play. He was so far deep in the hole when Mookie landed, his cleats were in left field. And almost kind of reminds you of the old Derek Jeter throws deep in the hole. But Collins, he beats it out. Collins plays right field. That was not a catcher running. First pitch on the way. That's going to be all for naught. Dribble over to second, and it's a 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. So great defensive play by Mookie that comes up short, but Kim makes a good play at second, and the Dodgers will grab the sticks. 0-0 your score.
In our sundown perambulations of late, through the outer parts of Brooklyn, we have observed several parties of youngsters playing base, a certain game of ball. Let us go forth a while and get better air in our lungs. Let us leave our close rooms. The game of ball is glorious. Walt Whitman. Brooklyn Eagle, 1846.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging. Will Smith bangs the cutter into left field, and it's a leadoff single for the Los Angeles Dodgers. 1 on, nobody out. We start here in the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 your score. Quinn Priester, who struck out the side, laid the cutter in there. He was shooting for the outside, but ball drifted in, and a valiant effort, diving attempt by the third baseman over there, Durbin, but it was hammered through the hole, and that'll bring Teoscar Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez batting .256 on the year. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch on the way is a slider right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. 14 home runs, 57 ribbies, and a .751 OPS. The 0-1. Swing, fists it back, foul. It's 0-2. .0-2 count. Pitch on the way, 95 outside. 2-2. Runner at first, nobody out. Infield back into the left, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Quinn Priester. Holy cannoli. 1 away. You know, Quinn Priester was a top prospect when he first came up to the Pittsburgh organization. He never really panned out, and man, Milwaukee, I'm telling you, they are the National League version of Tampa Bay. They find a way to develop guys for less than anybody in the league. First pitch on the way is 95 sinker inside. It's 0-1. Might have been a touch inside, but he's got 4 strikeouts through 4 outs. He's getting that call. Conforto, you're batting 184. You're going to take it. The 0-1 brings it. 95 way outside wide. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, hits it high. Not very deep into left field. Drifting under it. Making the catch is Bowers for out number 2. First game of the back half of this 2025 season for both teams. They're coming out of the All-Star break. Both have eyes on the postseason. Andy Paez comes to the plate, the right-hander, batting .285 with 17 home runs. Takes the first pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Pretty darn good season for Paez. The young center fielder, 804 OPS, the 1-0. Right there, smacks the black, it's 1-1. One count. .93. Looked like he got the edge of the zone, but didn't get the call. See who we have umpiring behind the plate tonight in this Dodger series. It's Roberto Ortiz, so we're in for a bumpy ride with that one. The 2-1 count. Swing, slaps it foul, 2-2. Brewers nothing, Dodgers nothing, bottom of the second. The The 2-2. Priester. 96 out wide. Tried to get him with the sinker, but it was well off the plate. Full count, which means the runner at first will be on the move. Kim stands on deck. Paez, 17 home runs. Sitting dead red on the payoff pitch. Brings it. Swing! That ball's hammered down the left field line, but foul and into the crowd. Do it again. Smith was off to the races. By the time that ball landed, he had already made his way around second. The payoff pitch, runner goes. Swing, chops it foul down the third base line, but this will be plenty foul. Ex-Atlanta Brave William Contreras behind the plate. The payoff. Swing, pops it up. Contreras gives chase. He makes a sliding catch. Backhanded into the screen. Wow, what a play. And we were told in Braves country they had to trade him because he didn't have a glove. Great play by Willie. We'll be back in a flash. Brewers. Dodgers. Scoreless heading to the third. Welcome back. Tyler Glass now to the bump. First pitch on the way is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. High and inside, it's 0-1. Durbin, the third baseman for the Brew Crew, the batter. Batting .210 on the season. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. 98 miles an hour, just misses outside, 1-1. 1-1 count. 89 slider, top of the zone. 1-2. The 1-2. Swing, chops it foul down the third base line. We'll do it again. Caleb Durbin. He'll be followed by Ortiz and then Terang. So the 8-9-1. Durbin, 4 home runs, 32 RBI, a 711 OPS. The 1-2 in the dirt. 2-2. 2-2 count. Good to see you, Tim. George, PETA, Professor. Who else do we have in here? Iron Lung, Razor Quack. Robert, the 2-2. Swing, fouls it back. Do it again. See Jason in here tonight. Mark. Good to have everyone here on this late night edition of Braves Country Radio. The 2-2 curveball in the dirt, full count. Next week it's Giants and Mets. That ought to be a lot of fun. That's going to follow the Braves and Rangers, which is a late start, so we'll probably end up catching that game around the third or fourth inning. The 3-2 banged on the ground over to third. It's going to be a 5-3 put out. One away. Good defensive play over there by Tommy Edman. Dodgers have so many pieces that they can move around the infield defensively. And they're showing that replay, that William Contreras catch. I mean, that thing was insane for a catcher to make. First pitch on the way is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. You know all that did. That started the clock on the Dodgers ready to steal Contreras away from the Brewer fans. The 1-0, 98, smacks the black, but didn't get the call. 2-0. Joey Ortiz, the batter, batting .210, 6 home runs, 28 RBI, a .570 OPS. The 2-0, swing, pops it up. Can of corn in the infield. Who wants it? Kim grabs it. 2 down. Two up, 2 down here in the top of the third. Both teams have 1 hit apiece. Glasnow with 3 strikeouts, Priester with 4. First pitch on the way to the leadoff batter for the Brewers, Bryce Terang, is a curveball below the knees. It's 1-0. Terang 0 for 1 on the day. Inside, 98 miles an hour straightens him up. It's 2-0. The 2-0, 98. Man, he's bringing it. 2-1. Talent-wise, one of the best right-handed pitchers in all of baseball. Glasnow's only problem has been he's just never been able to stay healthy. The 2-1, swing, chops it right through the hole. That ball is going to be a worm burner, smoked towards the right field corner, but cutting it off is Hernandez. He'll fire it into the infield, and it's a long single. Terang thought about rounding first, but he slams on the brake, and they've got 1 on, 2 outs, and William Contreras come to the plate. Good hustle by Teoscar. First pitch, 4-seam fastball to William Contreras is well inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0, rocks and fires, swing and a miss, 1-1. 1-1 count. Comes set, brings it. 93 just misses outside wide. 2-1. Infield back into the left. Huge hole there on the right side as Freddie holds on the runner. The 2-1 pitch. Swing! Slices it foul. 2-2. Of course, Williams' brother, Wilson, we just saw him in the last series, Braves Cardinals. Wilson plays first base now for the Cardinals. He could still catch, but they usually keep him at first or DH. The 2-2, outside wide, full count, which means the runner will be on the move at first with 2 outs. Jackson Cherio standing on deck. The payoff pitch from Glasnow. He looks in. He brings it. Swing. Pops it up high and deep into right field, but that thing will almost bring rain if there were any clouds here in Southern California. It's going to be an F9 in your scorecard, and that'll end the inning. Brewers get one on, but can't do anything with it. We'll be back in a flash here. Brewers-Dodgers, Freaky Friday double feature.
They took us to a cotton processing place, and there was a big-ass cotton field out in the middle of Raymond, Alabama, in the south of Montgomery County. We went there, and me and 28 other little in Miss Harper's 3rd grade classroom, they took our asses out there in the middle of the August heat and said, hey, y'all, they gave us bags, like little cute little plastic bags. And they're like, hey, y'all go out there, have fun, pick as much cotton as you want. And so my stupid ass went, I went. My mama signed off on it and didn't think about it. And I went to the field trip. Out there in the field just having a good old time. We were singing songs in the middle of my field, picking cotton in the middle of the heat. And then, I'm thinking, because it's a field trip, they told us you can pick as much as you want. Hey, you get to keep the cotton. And we go to get back on the bus. They're like, all right, kids, turn your bags in. And they take our asses inside and took all the damn cotton that we had. And then told us to get back on the bus. So me being a little rebel, I took a handful of cotton, stuffed it in my pocket, and went home. My mama, when she was doing laundry the next night, she was like, is this cotton in your back pocket? Where the hell did you get unprocessed raw cotton from? My mama came to the school and that went down. Like, how dare you jive ass take my kids and all these other ashy little Negroes to a cotton field in the middle of the summer. I didn't go to school for 3 days, but she said, I don't want to have to look at that.
He'd had another MVP caliber season and dominated in the LCS, lifting expectations in Philly for another unforgettable World Series. But then, sure enough, the game again punched him in the nose.
We won the first game in Baltimore, and we lose 4 in a row. I mean, I think I got 1 hit, entire World Series.
Mike is now 1 for 17.
So you're telling me that they started booing him again in the World Series in '83? That's absurd. That's absurd. He's the reason they got that far. I'm glad I never played in Philadelphia.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging by Kim is launched deep into left center field. Coming underneath it and making the grab right at the wall is Jackson Cherio for a loud out number 1 to start the 3rd inning. Man, he didn't look like he got a whole lot of that ball, man, but I'll tell you what, he's got that Shohei Ohtani type of arm extension. Kim, not a very big guy, but I'll tell you what, he got that ball high and out there, almost gave it a ride. First pitch to Tommy Edman is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, cutter, right there top of the zone, 0-2. It's an 0-2 count. Good to see you, Nicholas. Brewers nothing, Dodgers nothing. Just getting going here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, here in Los Angeles, California. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. One-two count, swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 2 down here to start the 3rd inning. First pitch on the way to Shohei Ohtani. That ball's going to get banged over to 3rd. It's a 5-3 putout, and that's a quick inning. 1, 2, 3. Brew Crew doing some things here in L.A. We go to the top of the 4th, tied 0-0, Dodgers and Brewers here in sunny California.
everybody. If you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is, as the ladies like to call me, Why Did You Sleep With My Mama? I grew up eating soup beans and fried taters and mashed potatoes and boiled potatoes. Hell, sometimes I got so hungry I would just bite into a raw potato. Nothing makes you question your life more than biting into a raw potato. Now, it was not until I got older that I realized that getting your electricity cut off every month is not normal. Toilet paper when I was growing up was a luxury. Y'all ever used a Roman noodle wrapper to wipe yourself? Now, I don't know how the economy worked during the Roman Empire, but I would for sure be a peasant. Not only that, but a peasant with a sore ass. So, if you've liked what you've heard so far, welcome to...
What is something you didn't realize was so expensive until you became an adult?
Voting for the wrong, that's what's expensive, okay? I didn't do it, but y'all did. And this is expensive. Y'all.
Is it true that you have never knowingly eaten a vegetable in your life?
That is true. I was born when my parents were 18, so she just let me have the run of the course. I always pushed the vegetables away. To this day, no. And I guess what I've proven is that man does not need vegetables to survive.
Is it just possible that you would like, I'm thinking of one of the more non-objectionable vegetables, a carrot?
Oh, please, please.
A carrot?
No, no, that's an objectionable vegetable.
They dominated that series, and the Royals finally sort of put it all together.
Here it is. Nettles goes down the right for one. Back to first. Double play. The Royals win. The Royals 1 game away, 1 win away from the World Series.
There was a feeling in that clubhouse. This is it.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Tyler Glasnow goes back to work as we enter the top of the fourth. 0-0 your score. Jackson Churio, the batter. Righty matchup. First pitch, swing, lifts it high into center field. Not very deep. Underneath it is Paez for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Angels beat the Phillies earlier tonight, 6-5. Padres 7-2 over the Nationals. That's the final. White Sox pounded the Pirates 10-1. First pitch on the way to Yelich is a 97-mile-an-hour sinker up high. It's 1-0. Reds 8-4 over the Mets. These are all finals. Is the 1-0 fouled straight back? It's 1-1. Guardians 8-6 winners over the Athletics. They had a huge lead. Made that very close. The Athletics did. Rangers blinked the Tigers 2-0. Cubs 4-1 over the Red Sox in Wrigley. The 1-1 down and in 2-1. Marlins walked off the Royals 8-7 and 10. And the Rays pound the Orioles 11-1 in Tampa. Other games, Braves 7-3 winners over the Yankees in Atlanta, Georgia. As the sinker's right there at the knees, 2-2. Twins and Rockies. Colorado leads Minnesota 6-4. Looks like they're in the 8th. Mariners and Astros are scoreless, just getting going in the 3rd as the 2-2. Chopped off his instep. We'll do it again. And the Diamondbacks are up 5-0 on the Cardinals. About midway through that one. The 2-2. Chops it foul down the third base line. Two count, righty-lefty matchup. Glasnow kicks and fires. Swing swing and a miss, 99 miles an hour right down the track. 2 down. Two up, 2 down here in the 4th inning. First pitch on the way is a curveball. To Vaughn, it's 1-0. Andrew Vaughn struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. The 1-0. Sinker in the dirt, 2-0. 2-0 count. Pitch on the way. Inside, almost gets him. Up around his eyeball, 3-0. Vaughn was able to bend out of the way. Braves Dodgers will have that tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch. 1:35 first pitch, Braves Dodgers on Sunday afternoon. I said Braves Dodgers, I meant Braves Yankees, excuse me. The 3-0. Swing and a miss. 4-seam fastball, 3-1. Vaughn might have chased one there, was on the outside edge. 3-1 count. Comes set. Swing, rips it up the middle, but right into the teeth of the defense. That's going to be a 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. Brewers go down in order, 1, 2, 3. When we return, the heart of the lineup, do it for the Dodgers. Mookie leads us off when we return.
Work and hard labor for 300 plus years. I'm demanding this seat.
Decked, absolutely, right then and right there. I don't freaking care what color skin you are. You're a man yelling in a woman's face like that, you'd be absolutely decked. What is it that men just seem to think that they can take everything from women? You can take our spaces, you can take our spots in sports, everything. You think that you can be entitled to a seat that somebody else paid for? We fought for so long to be equal, and then we were equal, and then we tried to break the quote-unquote glass ceiling, and now we're back to square one again.
This may piss some of you off, and quite frankly, I could care less. But this goes out to all you celebrities. You probably won't see it, but hey, I'm going to say it anyways. After what happened with Diddy, knowing that probably most of you are on that list, you coming out and telling us who to vote for, we could give a rat's ass what any of you have to say.
From the Chicago Cubs, pitcher Greg Maddux.
I remember walking in the locker room. I was next to Dwight Gooden, and that was pretty cool because at the time he was the best pitcher in baseball. And I heard him fart. How about that? I heard Doc Gooden fart.
In 1989, Greg's our best pitcher.
He has also, in the last 2 years, become one of the finest pitchers in the major league.
And this team looks like they're destined for the playoffs.
It seemed like Cubs winning seasons, as few as they were, came out of nowhere, almost like a spring rainstorm. All of a sudden, there's a cloudburst. There's a cloudburst of wins for the Cubs, and to have Maddux, a homegrown starting pitcher, at the front of the rotation that way was just completely embraced by Cubs fans.
Cubs win the division! Cubs win the division! We don't make the playoffs in '89 without him. I mean, that would have been a long, dry run for the Cubs without Greg Maddux.
Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Mookie Betts. He's there for a strike. He'll follow that up with a ground ball down the third base line. Plenty foul. Durbin was there, but it would have been a tough play. That ball was foul and deep into the hole. With Mookie's speed, he might have beat that out if that was just a touch to the right. The 0-2, 92 up top. 1-2. Mookie Betts batting .243 on the year, 11 home runs, 45 RBI. Down year for the All-Star. The 1-2 swing, dribbles it over to third. 5-3 put out. Good play by Vaughn, scooping that one out of the dirt. 1 down. I'm not sure what that means, Stargazer, but good for you. First pitch on the way is a curveball. Outside to Freddie Freeman, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Slider outside wide, 2-0. Two-0 count. Brings it. Cutter outside wide. 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Priester. Swing! That ball's ripped into right field. That's down for a base hit. Off the wall. Extra bases for Freddie Freeman. He's a chugging for second. He'll get there standing up. He'll sashay at the bag. And it's a 1-out double for Freddie Freeman. His 26th of the year. Okay. So runner at second, 1 out, Freddie Freeman. Standing at second, Will Smith at first. First pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's a line drive to third base. He's going to fire it to second. They're going to double up Freddie Freeman. Just like that, a bang-bang double play by the Brew Crew. We'll be back in a flash. It's 0-0 here in Los Angeles.
Eddie, y'all ever find yourselves having to rewind a TV show because you wasn't paying attention? Then when you play it back, you wind up not paying attention again?
To this day, I still don't understand how you will see the baddest girl you've ever seen.
Alexandra Daddario, moving on.
Drop dead gorgeous. The girl is stunning. And then you see her boyfriend, and he looks like a Monsters, Inc. character. How did you get over there, baby girl?
Out here looking like a Goomba Wale, talking. And I'm not sure how many love languages there are, but 99% of dudes all have the same one, and the other like 12 of them all stem from your guys's. Also, there's a whole lot of ladies talking about you never see it the other way around. A really attractive guy with an ugly chick. It's like, well, you've clearly never lived around a military installment. Now, I'm not saying this is right, but when a guy's at a bar and he looks across the bar, he's not like, damn, I'd like to take that personality on a test drive. Also, I don't care how much money she makes. That is pertinent to this argument.
Wrigley Field alive with enthusiasm and emotion. A jam-packed crowd.
And tonight's starting pitcher warming up in the bullpen, number 31, Greg Maddux.
In the 1989 playoffs, Greg Maddux actually, sort of without even trying, creates an entirely new trend in baseball.
And Will Clark will be the batter with the bases loaded.
It's a key situation. The catcher's going out, and Will Clark's reading his lips, and Will Clark sees him say something like inside fastball. An inside fastball's coming. So he knows the pitch is coming.
High drive into deep right field. It is a grand slam home run.
I thought I made a decent enough pitch to get him out, but it carried over the fence anyway. You know, later on you hear the stories, oh, he read my lips. He said he read I was going to start him off with a fastball or something. You know, that's kind of the reason why you see, even today, you'll see guys cover their mouths or put their gloves up and they talk on the mound.
Welcome back. First pitch from Glass now to Collins is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Swung on, chops it down towards the first base line. I don't know why, but Collins never got out of the box. Freddie steps on first. Did they call him that foul? I guess they did. It's 1-1. Dave Roberts came out of the dugout like he wanted to argue, and all of his players just kind of waved him off. It must have chopped off the... Yeah, that's what it is. It chopped off the plate. The 1-1 inside, 2-1. Stargazer turnover on your side, man. I don't know what you mean. You're laying here on the floor by the AC, but don't choke. The 2-1 down and in, 3-1. So a 250 card by Greg Maddux, Nicholas is saying. I'm not enough of an expert, but it sounds like a good get to me. The 3-1 high and out of the zone. And that'll be ball 4. And he'll head on down to first. 1 on, nobody out to start the Milwaukee Brewers 5th inning. Oh, okay. Bowers, the number 7 hitter, the left fielder. Jake Bowers takes the first pitch. Up high for a ball, it's 1-0. We'll go ahead and change the view with the runner on base in case there's any action on the base paths. Righty-lefty, the 1-0. Swing! Chops it foul, 1-1. Threw your back out watering your pets. How in the world do you do that? You on the slip and slide with them? 1-1 count. Brings it in the dirt, 2-1. Man, Tyler Glasnow can't find the strike zone all of a sudden. 2-1 count. 0-0 your score. The Brewers and Dodgers, top of the 5th. What could be a preview of October. Glasnow's going to flip it over to first real quick. Looking at the standings, Milwaukee Brewers are now just a game and a half behind the Chicago Cubs, and they have been flying up the standings. The 2-1 swing and a miss, 2-2. Two count. Thank you, straight shooter. The Brewers at one point were looked at. Remember when the Braves played the Brewers it's not been that long ago, a handful of weeks ago? We were neck and neck with them as the 2-2. Chops it over, high chopper over to third, like Baltimore chopper. Ball comes down, Edman fires it over to first, and it's a 5-3 put out. But the runner at first does make it down to second into scoring position with just 1 out. Threw your back out with the water dish. Well, that makes me worry now because I got 2 dogs and I'm constantly filling up that water dish. We have 3 of them. 3 water dishes, that is. First pitch on the way is a fastball high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. We keep 1 in the bedroom and then 2 in the living room. The 1-0. Outside, high and wide, 2-0. Makes sense. Two-0 count. Swing, rips it down the left field line. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes the runaround second heading for home, and it's 1-0 Milwaukee. How about that? A double smoke down the line. Caleb Durbin's 13th double of the season, and the Brewers have jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Man, he hammered that ball. Yes, Shooter, I think in theory, if we think the Braves still have a chance, we want the Dodgers to win because they're going to walk away with their division, so who cares if they win? But it's hard for me not to pull for the Brew Crew. And I guess if the Cubs start reeling, then Milwaukee grabs the division, then I guess it doesn't matter. Pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. With the Braves starting in Boston, stopping off in Milwaukee, and then ending up in Atlanta, I've always kind of pulled for all three of those cities. 1-1, down and away, 2-1. 2-1 count. I still say that Brewer ball cap is one of the best in all of sports. They've got one of the best logos. Because if you just look at it as a casual fan, you think it's just a mitt and a ball, but when you realize that actually stands for an MB, as the 2-1 chops it over to third. Another good play. 5-3 put out. Edman. 2 down. Tommy Edman's playing some damn good third base over there. I still can't believe Atlanta did not make some kind of an offer to get Tommy Edman to play short, because he can play all over the infield, but he makes a big difference if he's your shortstop as opposed to Orlando Arcia to Nick Allen at the beginning of the years. First pitch on the way is a curveball. Top of the shop for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. In the dirt. Dances out of the way. 1-1. 1-1 count. Good to see you, Denise. This is the 1-1 pitch. Curveball bends outside, 2-1. Denise, we are starting in the back half of this season, the Friday night doubleheader. Calling it the Freaky Friday double feature, but it's a doubleheader. We start off with the Braves and then we go out west. The 2-1 swing, lifts it down the left field line. That should end the inning. It does, but not for the Brewers. Put one on the board. It's 1-0 Milwaukee in Los Angeles. We'll be back in a flash.
So I have a pet peeve, and apparently it's not very common. I hate when people are eating and they take a drink of whatever they're drinking and the food and the water or whatever they're drinking mixes, and then it's like mushy and gushy. And anybody else?
Y'all be like, y'all need to evacuate, y'all need to evacuate. Do y'all got evacuation money? Because I can't afford my rent here. You think I can afford to go somewhere else? Like, it's not free to evacuate. Like, what are y'all talking about? Evacuate. You're not taking it serious. Baby, my bank account, I guess not taking it serious.
Roger Connor. He slugged baseball's first Grand Slam in 1881, even though the term hadn't been invented yet. They didn't call it a walk-off home run either. Despite his large stature, 6'3", 200 pounds to be exact, he still was pretty agile on the base pass, stealing 244 and hitting 233 triples. He had extraordinary power, once hitting a home run completely out of the Polo Grounds and right onto 112th Street. He was the first player to reach 1,000 career walks, and his 138 career home runs would not be passed until some guy named Babe Ruth came along. If you wanted to find him, all you had to do was look up league leaders from every season from 1880 to 1894. His defense vastly improved after moving from third base to first base, where he led the league 4 times in fielding percent.
Armchair.
This man shouldn't be booed.
Agreed, but it's been that way for Mike ever since he came up with the Phillies in '73.
To sit back and hear this, it's mind-boggling. It's like, people, this guy, do you know how good he is?
What can I say? I mean, I don't know how to even address that. I think that the Boo Birds are the loudest people at the park. They're not the majority, obviously, but they're the most obnoxious. And I think that no matter what he does, they're going to have something to say about it. But I don't know. They can be cruel.
A liner, and the Orioles are the world champions.
Welcome back. Quinn Priester goes back to work with a 1-0 lead. Teoscar Hernandez is the batter. He takes a cutter right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 swing fouls it away. It's 0-2. Thank you for the kind words, Denise. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and hit the like as well. Trying to continue to grow the channel. So we're doing the Friday night double headers. And then when we hit August and especially into September, we're doing a second double header. We just don't know what day it'll be each week, but we'll obviously put a show card up each time as we chase down the back stretch of October. The 0-2 is a sinker way outside wide, 1-2. Priester just 49 pitches into the game, the 1-2. Slider in the dirt, 2-2. Quinn Priester, he has had himself a little bit of a resurgence. He was all but given up on as the 2-2. Right there, caught, looking strike 3. Sit 94 on the corner, sinker. He got caught watching the paint dry, one away. We talked about this a little earlier, but Quinn Priester, he was a guy that was a top-ranked prospect when he first came up. As the first pitch on the way to Conforto is a slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. And he was drafted by the Pirates in the first round, 18th pick, back in 2019. He's only 24 years old. The 1-0. Chops it foul down the line, 1-1. He was with Pittsburgh until 2024. So the back end where he headed to Boston and then picked up by the Brewers in the offseason. The 1-1, high and out of the zone, 2-1. And to give you an idea, so 50 innings in 2023, he had a 7.74 ERA. The 2-1, sinker at the knees, 2-2. In 2024, he had a 5.04 ERA with Pittsburgh with 44 innings, 5 innings. So it's just the one stop in Boston. He went 5 innings and gave up 1 earned run. So you got to throw that by the wayside. The 2-2, chops it foul. But all in all, he was kind of looked upon as might be a guy heading for the bullpen. And it was really odd for someone to give up on him so quickly, but they did in Pittsburgh. It's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And he is mowing down this Dodger lineup. This is incredible. Two down. Next week it's Mets and Giants, and we were talking about this earlier. You're just joining us, Denise, and all the others. As I see a few more people jumping in. As the first pitch is a cutter, swung on, foul back, it's 0-1. We'll put the disclaimer in the chat, but that game is supposed to start at 10:15. We chose that because Giants and Mets ought to be a good matchup. It's also one of the later starts. The Braves are in Texas that night, so my guess is we're going to be around the third inning when we jump into that game. As the 0-1 misses outside wide, 1-1. And I don't think we've made a decision on what we're going to do in August because it's one of those things, is the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Slider in the dirt, 1-2. It's going to depend on who's playing that time of night, but also what game is most intriguing, and then also the pitching matchup, the 1-2. Caught, looking, strike 3. Quinn Priester, have yourself a day, my man. Good night, Irene. 8 punchies here in Hollywood. We'll be back in a flash.
Suspect's mustache is darker than the gray hairs on her head.
Suspect weighs 370 pounds and was surprised to learn he has a fat neck roll in the back of his head.
Suspect wanted me to make a video roasting her while we ran, but she's going to go inside and cry about it afterwards.
You guys, we haven't been drinking since we quarantined ourselves into the bar, at least since we got stuck in the bathroom. Oh, that's right.
Wait. So what are you saying? That we'd never had the flu? We were just having alcohol withdrawal?
Yeah.
Alcohol withdrawals? That's great!
Is it great? It means we're all alcoholics.
Yeah. Right.
A popular YouTuber has called Dublin a hole. Hey now, nobody's allowed to call Dublin a hole except us. I don't give a if you used to be in prison. Actually, I do. I've gone too far and I'm scared now. He walked through some of the most dangerous neighbourhoods. That's not how you do tourism. But there are lots of beautiful parts of Dublin, and I will not have this slander. But just to be clear, I won't fight you about it.
It was just a gut blow to lose the way we did in the playoffs. As great as the year was and as much success as we had during the whole season, just going home left kind of a sour taste in your mouth.
To me, the early Greg Maddux is a fascinating thing because you can actually see development year after year after year. It was a huge story because he wins the 92 Cy Young, and now he's at his peak, and of course that's right when he goes into free agency.
Back at the All-Star break, the Cubs offered me a 3-year deal. I remember saying, I just made the All-Star team. It's got to be worth a little something more now, right? And they said, well, you've never won 20 games or the Cy Young, so we can't pay you more money. So I said no.
Please like and subscribe today. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Tyler Glasnow goes back to work. First pitch on the way is right there in on the hands. For a ball, it's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Contreras, the batter. 1-0. Outside wide. 2-0. Two-0 count. 98 at the knees. Good pitch. 2-1. Snakes are taking care of the Cards out in the desert. It's 6-0 Arizona in the top of the 7th. The 2-1. 90 up top. 3-1. If you want things to work the right way, if you're a Braves fan tuning in, you definitely want the Cardinals to start losing some games. You'd gain ground on Arizona as well. The 3-1 count. Swing, fouls it back. Full count. The way it lines up right now after the games that are in the books tonight, the Braves are, 9 games in the loss column behind the final wild card spot. The 3-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the sinker at the knees. 1 away. Brewers are atop of the NL wild card. Mets have the 2nd spot. Padres the 3rd. After that, it's Giants, Cardinals, Reds, and Diamondbacks, along with the Marlins. 1 down, and Jackson Churio takes a swing at the first pitch. Slider, he bangs it into left field. That's down for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single for the Brew Crew. Righty-righty matchup. Welcome in, Bustin. 4-seam fastball. Swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1 count. Swing and a miss. 98 blew it right by him. It's 0-2. Jackson Churio, by the way, just extended his hitting streak to 12 games. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I swear it's like y'all just up there trying to hit a pebble. I mean, with the toothpick. I mean, he swings and you think he's on it, and he's nowhere near it. It's unbelievable. I keep thinking he's fouling some of these away. Glasnow is so nasty. Andrew Vaughn, the batter. First pitch. Swing, lifts it. High into center field. Drifting underneath it is Paez, and that'll end the inning. Brewers get Jackson on, but can't do anything with it. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 1-0 here in Hollywood.
Y'all, I just realized. Okay, so these wires back here hanging are coming from the house, and they go all the way out there to the pole. They had said before, remember when they were hanging low, y'all, and they said it was fine, that it wouldn't shock you if they dropped, whatever, you accidentally touched it. Mama of the year, I put the pole directly underneath the damn wires. Bless. Going down with the ship.
Excuse me. Sorry, I actually didn't want any spicy sauce on my fries.
Okay, did you say that when you ordered?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you did? Then it's not your order then. Go sit back down.
Hey, can somebody help me understand how the Flintstones were celebrating Christmas when their time was set in 10,000 BC before Jesus was born?
I got 7 kids. I'm their daddy now. I don't like to clean. I love dirty bitches. I smack out you. We gon' fight. I'm a hoe. I'm a pimp. I'm broke. I got bread. I'm homeless. You can live with me.
Gonna text me telling my his phone died. You next, mother. You better get to that charger before I get to you. My phone died. You finna be right behind it. Stop playing with me.
Now, Johnny did put us on the map. I remember one time a guy asked him, said, John, just exactly where is Bingo? And Johnny, in his infinite wisdom, said, well, it's about 50 yards on the other side of resume speed. So that's about how big Binger is.
Yeah, city limit signs are back to back on the same post.
Binger might have been tiny, but it didn't stop Ted Bench from encouraging his son Johnny to dream big.
My dad had served in the war. Unfortunately for him, he served 2 hitches and never got the opportunity to play in the major leagues. He wanted to be a catcher. And we would watch the game of the week. Now batting the next superstar, the switch-hitting center fielder from Oklahoma, Mickey Mantle. And I looked at my dad and I said, you can be from Oklahoma and be in the major leagues? I said, that's what I want to be. And he said, well, catching was the quickest way to the major leagues and what the major leagues needed.
Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Welcome back. Priester fired the first pitch in for a strike at the knees, follows it up with a ball down and inside, almost back-to-back exact pitches. It's 1-1. Ha-Sung Yum Kim takes the 1-1 cutter up top. Ball 2, 2-1. Slider on the way, bang back foul. Makes it 2-2. Kim batting .336 on the year, 2 home runs, 13 RBI, .835 OPS. The 2-2. Swing! That ball's ripped up the middle into center field for a base hit. And it's a leadoff single for the Trolley Dodgers. Looks like there's a left-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Brew Crew. Couldn't make out who it was, but they showed it just for a slight second. So that'll bring Tommy Edman to the plate. I wonder if he's going to be brought in to face Shohei Ohtani, who's due up next. First pitch on the way to Edman is a cutter up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The Dodgers also have Kirby Yates warming up in their bullpen. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. That was a nasty bender right in under his hands. The 0-2. Priester. Swing and a miss, strike 3. If that's his last batter, it's his 9th strikeout of the night. We'll see where they go here. It's a little odd they got someone warming up so early. He's only at 69 pitches, so I guess he is going to face him. I guess maybe Murphy, the manager for the Brewers, just have him up just in case. Righty-lefty matchup. Ohtani swing, chops it over towards first. It's going to be a 3-6. Trying to get the double play. The ball goes wide. It'll stay in play, so Ohtani will just switch with the runner. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. It's a bad throw by Ortiz. Lucky that didn't end up in the dugout. And they would have had him looking at the replay. Vaughn did a good job getting back to first quickly. It was just a bad throw. And with his momentum taking him back towards first, there was no way he was going to get that ball. 2 down, and Mookie Betts, the batter, sinker. He's in there for a strike. At the bottom of the zone, it's 0-1. We'll go ahead and pull the screen back so you can see any plays on the base paths, especially with 2 outs and Ohtani's speed. The 0-1. Swing, pops it back foul. It's 0-2. Good to see you, JC, and see Shooter still in here. George, I know it's a late one for y'all. Denise. The 0-2 outside wide, 1-2. We got our Brewer fan in here, Bustin. Is it Bustin Slider? Is that what it says? My screen's a little farther back than normal on this one. The 1-2. Swing, chops it foul. Do it again. Ohtani was taken off. He had second, stole with ease, but Betts' pitch was way too close to the zone to take that one. 1-2 count. Freddie Freeman stands on deck, so you know Priester does not want to face him this inning. Clinging to a 1-0 lead, bottom of the 6th. His 75th pitch of the night. Curveball way outside, wide 2-2. That had been a perfect pitch for Ohtani to go on, but he stayed put. Still 6-0 in the desert as the Diamondbacks lead the Cardinals. 3-game set between the Redbirds and the Snakes. The 2-2. Priester brings it. Runner goes. 94-mile-an-hour fastball is off the plate. The ball takes a one-hopper into the chest of Ohtani. He's going to be safe. The ball bounces away, but it got him right. Almost might have got him right in the chest bone. Might have knocked the wind out of him. He appears to be okay. I wouldn't call it a straight smile, but he's got a kind of a half grin. Like, damn, that hurts, but I'll be all right. He waved off the dugout. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, Terang's lucky he didn't get his wrist broken on that one because his glove got pinned underneath the spikes of Ohtani, and it got ripped off. They're both fortunate not to get injured on that one. So full count now to Mookie Betts. Remember, they do have a left-hander warming up in the pen. We might see him if Priester can't get Betts. The payoff pitch. Priester looks back one more time and brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the high cheese. In up on the hands, and that'll end the inning. Dodgers threatened but failed to score. Brew Crew won. Dodgers nothing. We got us a good one out here in Los Angeles.
But as governor, I do have a cheat code. I can simply look to California, Illinois, New York, and then do the opposite of what they're doing. And it usually works out pretty good.
So I'm going to be in big trouble. I told my family I'd be pitching for a minor league baseball team tonight. And my entire family came, even the ones from Canada. I'm in the upper deck eating Dippin' Dots.
Hey, does anybody else have a curfew as a grown-ass adult because their dog expects them home at a certain time?
Man, there's just something about the fluorescent glow of the Walmart lights in the middle of the night while sitting in your car that's just romantic.
My friends are like, oh, my kids keep me young. Cool. My kids aged the out of me, so I guess I got the other kind of kids.
Please don't come around me doing that. All that. I'm never going to ask you what's wrong, baby. I'm never going to do that. Stop making that unnecessary ass noise. If you're going to be an adult and you're going to tell me what's wrong, just tell me what's wrong. Listen, my patience is as thin as a Lay's potato chip and about as fragile as an uncooked egg. I am very straightforward with people. I want them to be the same way with me. And then y'all do the weirdest sounds. You got halitosis from your rib cage coming out your mouth. What? I don't have time for you right now. What is the matter? I get annoyed so quick, y'all, I will literally grab my purse and leave.
So my life was consumed with baseball during baseball season. And when basketball season, I played basketball. We didn't have football. We started school on the 1st of August, and at the end of August, we let out for 3 weeks and went out and pulled cotton and combined peanuts, and I mowed yards and had the paper route, and it was just part of, a way of life. I learned how to work. I learned what work was all about. I learned not to be afraid of it. I mean, I didn't come from means or anything. I'm just a kid who grew up in Oklahoma.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. It will be Kirby Yates coming onto the mound for the Dodgers as we go to the top of the 7th. Pretty fast-moving ball game here in Los Angeles. First pitch on the way is 92 at the knees. It's 0-1. Collins, 1 for 1. Brewers lead 1-0. The 0-1. Swing! That ball's lifted. High and deep into right field. Giving chase is Hernandez. He's going to make the catch at the wall. And they've got such a short wall out there. If he's not standing there, it's a 2-0 game instead of it's a long out number 1. Thought he might have actually gotten into that one. He gave it a ride. Looked like the splitter that didn't split. He got underneath it and shoved it near the wall for a loud out number 1. That'll bring Bowers to the plate. Do that to Bowers and see what happens. He will send it over the wall. Jake Bowers. First pitch on the way is 93 inside. It's 1-0. On deck, you got Durbin. If they keep the line moving, Ortiz. There's a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Looks like it's Abner Uribe for the Brew Crew. 1-0. Swing pops back foul. 1-1. I swear, when you look at the opposing bullpen warm-up area here at Dodger Stadium, the way it's lit, I mean, it looks like a place where you're going to buy some illegal drugs. It looks poorly lit. I can't explain why, but it looks damp as the one swing and a miss is 1-2. 1-2 count. Welcome into all the independent radio stations around the country that picked us up tonight here on Braves Country Radio. Pitch out way high outside wide, pitch out territory, 2-2. Brewers and Dodgers, it's 1-0. The 2-2. Swing, chops it over to second. Kim's got it, almost bobbled it, but he'll flip it to Freddie. And 2 down. Just realized we got a second 7th inning stretch coming. Two down. Pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it back. It'll be the traditional take me out to the ball game. We'll probably get something put together for the non-Braves double headers. Didn't even dawn on me till just now. The 1-1. Inside. 2-1. 2-1 count. Durbin, who's 1 for 2. He represents the only RBI of the game. He sent Collins home in the 5th with the double. The 2-1. Swing! Fouls it straight back. 2-2. Durbin now batting .263 on the year. 4 home runs, 33 RBI. You know, a lot of those City Connects I don't like, but I do like the Brewers City Connects. Those light blue, says Brew Crew. Those are pretty cool. The 2-2 inside, 3-2. Full count. I've got all kinds of jerseys from all kinds of teams. I wouldn't mind having one of those. I've got I actually have a Prince Fielder back when his heyday of Brew Crew jersey. The 3-2 swing. That ball's belted high and deep. Giving chases. Paez, he's going to run out of room. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ramalama ding dong. His 5th home run of the year, 410 happy feet out the gate, and the Brew Crew have taken a 2-0 lead. How about that? Wow. He let that thing rip. It was high cheese out over the plate. Got full extension. Paez gave chase. He just ran out of room. He slammed right into the wall. First pitch on the way to Ortiz from Yates. It's a fastball outside the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, sizzles it back, foul. It's 1-1. Braves and Yankees tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch. Creep it up on tonight as we're running out of July 18th. 11:41 Eastern time. The 1-1 inside, 2-1. That's going to be interesting tomorrow how the Braves are going to manipulate their way through a bullpen game versus that Yankees offense. That is going to be a nightmare. The 2-1. Swing, fouls it back. 2-2. I bet Kranitz and Snicker don't get an ounce of sleep tonight trying to figure out what are we going to do here, because that game tonight, they were up 7-0 cruising. The moment they take Strider out, the whole thing fell apart, and that's the back end of the bullpen. The 2-2 pops it up. Should be an easy can of corn in front of home plate. It is. Will Smith says, keep my wife's name out your mouth, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. American Rebels kicking in. Can you tell? Welcome back. Abner Uribe is on for the Brew Crew. Nursing a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Freddie Freeman, after the 1-0 pitch, takes a hack. And the sinker down and in. It's 1-1. Not sure what I have it on here. I'm going to play around with this, see if we can. 1-1 count. Y'all let me know if you like any of these other views better. It's kind of an interesting one there. We've only used the 2 pretty routinely. The 2-1, down and in, 3-1. The 3-1 count. Uribe facing Freddie Freeman's 10 home runs on the year, batting .298. The 3-2, bang foul. Three-2 count. Brewers lead by 2. Long way to go in this one. The payoff pitch, outside wide ball 4. 100 miles an hour. Lights up the radar, but it was well off the plate. You're welcome, James. We're going to do these every Friday night, the back half of the season, and in case you missed the announcement, we're going to do other doubleheaders in August and September. We haven't announced the games yet because we have to figure out what games are going to be important and what's going to work with my schedule. 1-0. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. 1-1. And of course, the Braves have a doubleheader scheduled middle of September. I think, I don't have it in front of me. I think it's the 16th. It's like a random Tuesday or something. Versus the Nationals. The 1-1. 99 down and away, 2-1. Won't that be a big one down the stretch, a doubleheader with the Nationals? That could be for fighting to who stays out of last place. 2-1. The 2-1 count. Will Smith 1 for 2 of the single. The pitch. Swing, fists it back foul. 2-2. So it looks like they've got a righty and a lefty warming up in the bullpen. That looks like Vesia and Will Klein, I believe, is the second guy. So double action in the pen for the Dodgers. The 2-2 swing. That ball's lifted high, but not very deep. Over making the catch is Collins, who slid into left field from right. One away. Looks like they took Bowers out of the game. Perkins is now in center. Jackson Churio goes over to right, sliding from. So let me make it easy. Collins is in left now. Perkins is in center, and Jackson Churio is in right. Jake Bowers is out of the game. I was confusing myself on that one. Does anybody like this view? Or should I go back to the normal view? Righty-righty matchup. Uribe fires the first pitch, 99 miles an hour, right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Teoscar Hernandez, swing, bangs it over to short. That's going to be a 6-4-3 inning ending, rally kill and double play. Good job by Uribe to keep it right where it's at. We go to the top of the 8th. here in Tinseltown, it's 2-0. Brew Crew. I feel like we should have the Laverne and Shirley song teed up.
If you're thinking about abandoning your wife and kid, this is a great time of year to do so. From what I've seen on the Hallmark Channel, a young, wealthy bachelor businessman is going to swoop into town around Christmas and be willing to give up everything for a middle-aged single mom in debt with no future. This guy's going to be like, why would I want to run my father's billion-dollar business when I could decorate Christmas trees for a living and exist in poverty? Sure, we won't be able to afford groceries, but we can get our calories by sipping hot chocolate. What I'm trying to say is leaving your wife and kid is one of the most romantic things you can do.
Ma'am, why did you park here?
Because that sign says fine for parking.
Suspect has a mouthful of teeth like chiclets.
As soon as suspect gets a cough, he thinks he's out for the whole day.
When suspect twerks, it looks like an uncooked chicken shaking.
Suspect is already out of breath and he just started.
Suspect has a skin tag for a pinky toe. It's not.
You know what your problem is? Your standards are too high.
I went out with you.
That's because my standards are too low.
First day of free agency, the Cubs made me an offer. Sure enough, it was the same offer they made at the All-Star break, and kind of brought up the, well, you said I never won 20 games or a Cy Young, that's why you can't pay me more. Well, I just did it. And they said no. Then I knew it was time to find another place to play.
At some point along the way, it seemed that the Cubs were cooling on him, which is, they'll never live that down.
His agent was Scott Boras, and I think, as we've seen, if these Boras clients get on the market at 26, 27, it's going to be an auction.
Welcome back. Will Klein comes on, the right-hander, the 3.66 ERA. He fires the first pitch in to Bryce Terang for a strike, and that's followed up with the foul ball back out of play. It's 0-2. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-2. Curveball high and out of the zone. One-two count. Jared Kennick is warming up, the left-hander in the Brewers bullpen. The 1-2 fouled straight back. One-two count. Brings it. Swing and a miss. 100 miles an hour. Good night, Irene. One down. Man, blew it right by him. One up, one down. That'll bring Willie Contreras up to the plate. He'll take the first pitch high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Contreras, 6 home runs on the year, 37 RBI. The 1-0. Up top. This is high. 2-0. Two-0 count. .99 just misses the outer black. 3-0. It must be nice to have a bullpen when you're trailing in the game in the 8th inning, that the guy's throwing 100 miles an hour. The 3-0 swing. That ball's dropped into center field, down for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single for the Brew Crew. I don't know if we still have those clips. We used to have clips when we were doing the World Series last year. I'm looking for them. I may have deleted them to get them out of the way, but we had Beat LA clips, and I forgot all about them. The Brew Crew fans out there. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball inside of Jackson Cheerio. It's 0-1. Thought we still had it on here, but like I said, we might have deleted them. The 0-1 righty-righty. 98, man, he is painting the black. It's 0-2. The 0-2 steps out of the box for a second. Jackson Cheerio looks like he's adjusting one of his gloves. I think it came off for a second. The 0-2. Swing, lifts it high and deep into center field. Going back, making the catch at the warning track for a loud out number 2. Paez fires it back into the infield, 2 down. Contreras will stay put at first, and that'll bring Yelich back to the plate. First pitch on the way is a curveball inside. He has to bend out of the way. It's 1-0. Here it is. I do still have it. 1-0 inside, 2-0. Two-0 count. Swing. Fouls it straight back. 2-1. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Man, this kid's got some. I mean, and he's like their innings eater. He's not even one of their back-end specialists. He's got an ERA just over 3 and hitting triple digits. The 2-1. Swing, lifts it into right field. That's actually going to dump down. Had a lot of top spin. Contreras has to be careful. He takes a wide turn around second base. They fire it back into the infield. He was almost out, but he got back under the tag. 2 on, 2 out now. Two on, 2 out. And Dave Roberts is going to go ahead and take a quick turn towards his bullpen, his multi-million-dollar bullpen with who's coming out of the – he's got Goose Gossage coming out of the bullpen now. Dodgers make a pitching change. I'll stay right here with you as looking at the out-of-town scoreboard. Y'all are talking about hitting high numbers on the bullpen. I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but so I've been a chef for years working in a restaurant in Middle Tennessee in the early 2000s. So I'd have been in my, 30s? Right at it? Right at 30. I don't know if I had hit it yet. But anyways, right in that neighborhood, and the kids that I'm working with, they were in their early 20s, and I remember us drinking beer, sitting around watching the ball games. We always had Braves games on and other games on as we were closing up shop. And one of the kids in there, he just started dating this girl, and he was trying to show off for her. And he's sitting there trying to tell me as we're watching a game. You got to realize he's not a big baseball fan, anyways. So I already knew he was talking out of his ass, but he starts trying to tell me and everyone at the bar and the girls all sitting around that he could easily throw into the 90s, and he threw in the 90s all through high school. And finally I had to go, Steve, you're full of it, man. There's no way in hell you threw in the 90s, because if you threw in the 90s, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. You'd be somewhere Even if you couldn't find the strike zone, you would be in Gwinnett. You would be in one of the, I mean, hell, if I find out you're throwing the 90s, I'll call the Atlanta Braves. I'll call the, whoever. So we go to a game, a minor league game a few weeks later, and just so happens they've got one of those games off to the side where you can throw, and they have the radar gun. Is Lou Trevino, the right-hander's coming in for the Dodgers, 3.93 ERA, righty-righty matchup with Andrew Vaughn coming to the plate. First pitch on the way, swing, fouls it back. It's 0-1. And he's out there telling the girl that he just started dating, I'm going to hit 90. He goes, at least hit high 80s. But I know I can hit 90. Man, that dude starts hitting mid-60s, which isn't terrible considering he wasn't a baseball player, but the 0-1, outside wide, 0-2. I'm sorry, 1-1. He's trying to take running starts and flailing it up there. He's not coming anywhere near 90, and I'm over there just dying laughing. I mean, it was just like, what are you talking about? 1-1, outside wide, 2-1. It didn't do any damage, though. He ended up marrying that girl. They got I think it's at least one, maybe two kids. But it was just so funny. He's out there telling everyone on the way down there, until you look at throwing the 90s, that he's up there just spitting. The 2-1 count. And I'm over there just dying. I mean, I'm spitting beer out of my nose. That's the whole 9 yards. The 2-1. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. 3-1. So Trevino is in danger of walking the bases loaded. Andrew Vaughn, the batter, on deck. It's Collins. Appreciate it, James. The 3-1. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. He'll head on down to first, and the bases are juiced. Bases are juiced. Ducks all over the pond. First pitch on the way is a cutter down and in. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Good changeup right there on the inner cut. It's 0-2. That same guy I was talking about, we were up partying till daylight one time. We had a kegger at the house as the 0-2 misses high and out of the zone, 1-2. And he and I had enough beer where we decided, along with whiskey and probably who knows what else, had enough time where we decided that as the sun came up, we were going to invent our own sport called chair throw. That's exactly what you hear. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. We had those long back chairs like the ones you had in the dining room. We were throwing them like a football and catching them. And dangerous as that was, what I'm leaving out of the story is a couple hours before that, he had fallen out of the back of a pickup truck dancing one of those trucks with the big tires, the 2-2. Swing, chops it down the line, foul. And fell back asswards out of the truck and smacked his head on the concrete. So we were trying to keep him awake because we were afraid he had a concussion, but that didn't stop him from continuing to drink with us and playing chair throw. Man, that girl he was dating got mad at us. Saw us out there. I mean, we're out there running routes like we're Jerry Rice with the dining room chair going into the air. The 2-2 misses high and out of the zone, 3-2. And I don't know how we didn't break those chairs because we did not catch many of them. Full count, bases loaded, runners go. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Trevino keeps the Dodgers in it. Man, the Brew Crew could have blown that right open. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 8th we go. Brewers 2, Dodgers nada.
Why are you pushing Chase Utley on me. It's starting to get weird.
Okay, look, I have a plan, all right? And it involves you getting this letter to him when you got out there to kiss him. Now, I have given this to Major League Baseball, his lawyer, his manager, his mom, and he has not gotten back to me, which means he hasn't gotten it yet. So just...
Okay. Did you write a love letter to Chase Utley? Is that...
In a lot of ways, yes, I do love him, but that is not a love letter in the way that you're thinking of it, okay?
Really? I would love to meet you someday. It would be great to have a catch. I know I can't throw as fast as you, but I think you would be impressed with my speed. I love your hair. You run fast. I know you have not been getting my letters because I know you would write back if you did. I am sure our relationship would be a real home run.
If you read it out of context...
There's no right context.
Strike that from the record,
No,
please.
leave that on the record.
That one stays.
Brett's mini slump in late September left him at .390 to finish the year. Along the way, he'd led the Royals to their 4th division title in 5 years and would be named AL MVP. But as ever, none of it seemed to impress his father.
Saw him after the 80 season, and the first thing he says to me, you couldn't have got 5 more hits? Hit .390. I missed 400 by 5 hits. If you would have taken better care of yourself, you would have got 5 more hits. There wasn't a lot of positive stuff. I mean, there never was.
Here we go again. The Yankees and the Kansas City Royals meeting in the playoffs for the 4th time in 5 years.
The reward for an historic season was a familiar one. Yet another matchup with the Yankees in the ALCS.
If we can go out and play the way we've played so far this season and forget the New York Yankees, just go out there and play baseball, I think we can beat them 3 out of 5.
I think that was probably the most intense I've seen our guys. Okay, you've beaten us 3 times, but we're not going to let it happen a 4th time.
Hit in the air to deep left center field. Brown going back and looking up. Gone! George Brett has just hit the 5th home run of his championship series career.
I need your help. I can't tell you what it is. You can never ask me about it later, and we're going to hurt some people. Which guy are we going to take?
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from the left-hander coming out of the pen. Probably going to butcher his name, but I'm going to call him Koenig. First pitch to Rojas, lefty-righty matchup. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Miguel Rojas pops it up, change up. High into the infield can of corn. Who wants it? Looks like Andrew Vaughn will camp out underneath it. Went away. Rojas hitting for Conforto. So we'll see if he stays in the game or if they bring someone else in. They've got a deep, diverse bench. Jared Koenig, 3.69 ERA. Lefty-righty matchup is Andy Paez, the batter. The first pitch, 97 at the knees. Good pitch. It's 0-1. The 0-1 count. Swing and a miss, down and in. 0-2. Appreciate the subscribes, y'all. It doesn't sound like a big number, but it takes a while to climb that ladder because a lot of folks who are watching have already subscribed. So appreciate the subscribes tonight for this one broadcast. It's what Jason back in the radio just messaged me a little while ago. The 0-2. 96 out wide. 1-2. 1-2 count. Man, the one thing I didn't go into this equation for tonight's doubleheaders. The 1-2 chopped over to short. Should be an easy play for Ortiz. Over to Vaughn. It is 6-3-2 down. My vision is getting blurry looking at one of the screens. And it's not because of American Rebel beer. I know that would be the first guess. 2 down. And it looks like we're going to get another pincher. Do the Dodgers have like 9 guys on their bench? What is going on here? Ruiz, Esteury Ruiz. Man, I forgot about him. I forgot he went to the Dodgers. Batting .250. So he's already, if he gets on, he's a problem. He can absolutely fly. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. High and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Esteury Ruiz from the Dominican Republic. 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. 2-0 count. Started with the the Padres and then the Brewers. Then he was with Oakland for a couple of seasons. This is the 2-0. Right there at the knees, 2-1. And had a pretty good 2023 season. And the Dodgers picked him up off the scrap heap in 2024 after he played 29 games with the A's. The 2-1 swing lifts it into right field. Don't keep him off the base paths, or you would have seen what I was talking about. That kid can fly. A 3-up, 3-down inning. That's not nothing. We head to the top of the ninth. The Brewers clinging to a 2-run lead, excuse me.
Why would my own brain try to ruin my own day? Like, whose side are you on?
So the Irish invented Halloween, as we all know. We also invented St. Patrick's Day and calling in sick to work after you've been drinking. All the best holidays come from us. Yesterday, I carved a pumpkin for Halloween, and a lot of Irish people got pissed off at me. Oh, that's what the Americans do. He's a Yankee Doodle now. It's traditional for the Irish to carve turnips. I'm not gonna do it. They're terrifying. The pumpkin is mischievous. He's cheeky. At worst, maybe gets into a few shenanigans. I don't care if it's Gaelic pagan tradition. I need to sleep at night. The Americans are right about this. I'm giving it to them. This and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups were good ideas.
Suspect can't keep a man for over 3 months.
Suspect runs like a 10-year-old girl.
What? No, I don't. Suspect thinks she's bougie, but she really don't have the money to be bougie.
Suspect can't go stay with friends because he's such a mama's boy.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't tell me what to do.
How many clubs do you have to wonder will pursue Greg Maddux?
They brought us in a room and put us all around a table. And Ted Turner, the owner of the Atlanta Braves, he come in and go, well, now, fellas, he goes, we got one big bullet to shoot, and we're all sitting there going, yeah, that means one free agent to sign one big contract. And they said either Maddux or Bonds. And, of course, they asked me, and I said, well, I'm going to take Maddux. I'm a pitching coach, for crying out loud. It came down to Bobby Cox.
Just Maddux.
Bobby said if we added him to the starting rotation that we already had in place, we'd never have a losing streak.
Other teams started jumping in. The Yankees seemed to be the favorite at one point. They came in with the most money, as the Yankees will.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch. A drag bunt by Perkins. He's going to make it down the line. That's going to be an infield single for the Brewers. Nifty bunt right there by Perkins. And there's one on, nobody out here in the top of the ninth inning. Wow. That was a perfect bunt. First pitch on the way is a hard bunt up the first base line. Freddie Freeman fires it down to first. They're going to get the lead runner, so it'll be a fielder's choice. 1 on, 1 out. Not the great bunt that we saw to open up the inning. Durbin. Perkins, you can tell he did that before Durbin. That might as well have been a swinging by me. He smacked the ball back to Freddie Freeman. You want to kind of catch it with the bat. First pitch on the way is a sinker right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Right there. Outer corner, 0-2. (0-2) count. They're going to flip it over to first to keep the runner close by. Durbin does have pretty good speed. Joey Ortiz batting just .207 on the year. When the Braves played Milwaukee, he had a career series. It was unbelievable. The 0-2. Swing, slaps it towards left. That's going to get down for a base hit. So the Brew Crew, and they're going to head to third. Here comes the throw. It's a bad throw, horrible throw. My word. Absolutely awful throw by Ruiz. He almost launched that into the dugout. There was no reason for it. So the runners will go all the way to second and third because of the bad throw. The batter, with very good speed, had a chance to take advantage. He should have thrown that ball. I mean, for those of y'all who can't see it, he's aiming for third base. He threw it almost all the way home into foul territory up the line. Now I think we're seeing why the A's may have traded him. I mean, he launched that ball. Quick mound visit by the Dodgers. That was borderline. You'd almost think that guy's never. It looks like Dave Roberts is going to make a pitching change. That was just to buy time. They talk about wanting to speed up the game, but we've seen that quite a bit. And not just from Dave Roberts, from a couple of managers. And I don't blame them. Take advantage of it. But if you're going to have that going on, you got to come up with something to combat that and say that you can't, because it's basically 2 mound visits, and it stops the clock, it stops the flow of the game, and then they go and they get the guy. Something's got to be done by that. We'll be back in a flash. Pitching change here in Los Angeles. On this date in 1882, without wearing a fielder's glove, Louisville hurler Tommy Mulaney pitches with both arms in an American Association contest against the Baltimore Orioles. The natural right-hander, who is ambidextrous, his efforts were to no avail as the Eclipses lose to Baltimore at Newington Park. On this date in 1921 at Navin Field in Detroit, Babe Ruth becomes the all-time home run king when he hits his 139th blast as a major leaguer. Yankee Slugger's 36th homer of the season, a mammoth shot that covers 500 feet of travel, puts him ahead of 19th century player Roger Connor, who connected on 138 homers during his 18 years in the National League. And on this date, 1923, Philadelphia Phillies owner William Baker demands that the police arrest 11-year-old Robert Cotter for pocketing a foul ball hit in the Baker Bowl bleachers during the Phillies game against the Cubs. After the young spectator spends the night in jail, Philadelphia Municipal Court Judge Brown frees him, saying the boy was, quote, following his most natural instincts, unquote, leading to the team being the first to allow fans to keep foul balls hit out of play. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Welcome back. The southpaw, Joe Banda, is going to come on for the Dodgers. Lefty-lefty matchup. He'll face Terang. First pitch swinging. Slider up and in. It's 0-1. Dodger infield creeping in. Runners at second and third, just one out, the 0-1. Try to get him to chase the slider off the plate. It's 1-1. I think I kind of like this view. They call it the batter view, but you get a good idea where the defense is, and y'all can also still see the strike zone. The 1-1 down in the dirt, 2-1. 2-1 count. Lefty-lefty. Banda comes set. The pitch. Swing, chops it towards short. Here comes the throw to the plate. Mookie Betts fires a bullet and guns down the runner. So it'll be a 6-2 putout. See if Will Smith's okay. Dodgers catcher, he's wincing. The collision. See what happened here. It might have just been him jamming his wrist, maybe. It was a little bit of a wide throw. Oh, that's what it was. When he went to go to apply the tag, the runner kicked him in the face. I don't know how I didn't see that the first time. He knocked his mask off, his helmet off. Man, I've been in bar fights and have gotten less happen to me. He got way late. Whew. That could not have felt good. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. That'll bring Contreras to the plate, lefty-righty matchup. First pitch. Misses high. It's 1-0. If you're wondering, it's Jackson Cherrill on deck, so you really can't pitch around Contreras if you want to go for the lefty. By the way, the man at third is sneaking down the line. 1-0. Runner at first takes off. He'll steal second with these. That'll be, can't really call that defensive indifference, but they probably will. I mean, the last thing the Dodgers want to do is now have a single turn into 2 runs. The 2-0. Swing! That ball's hammered high and deep. If it's fair, it's gone. She is just foul. My word, did he hammer that into the night. Wowza. He almost blew this puppy wide open. The 2-1. Swing, pops it back foul. Evens up the count at 2-2. Might have chased one upstairs, but nonetheless, it's a 2-2 count. Deuce is wild here. Runners at second and third, so 2 on, 2 out. A 2-2 count. Brewers lead 2-0. The pitch, outside wide slider, nowhere near the zone. Ball 3. Full count. Jackson Cherrill standing on deck. Come set, the payoff pitch. Swing, hits it over towards short. Mookie's got it. He'll flip it to first, and that'll end the inning. Brewers threatened, but couldn't get him across. We'll be back in a flash. Dodgers last chance, 2-0 here in Los Angeles.
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now, hear about getting the out of the fast lane on the interstate when you're going 5 miles under the speed limit and there's no one in front of you before I lose my Move!
What'd you say?
I want a new car.
Spell way.
W-A-Y?
You forgot the F.
There's no F in way.
You're right.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. The Pirates won a game while getting no hit because of 3 walks and a fielder's choice. It's the first time since 2008 that a team has won without recording a hit. In the late 90s, higher-ups for the Red Sox wanted to replace Fenway Park with a sports megaplex. The new Fenway Park would have been next to the New England Patriots Stadium, but an agreement failed to be reached. Nick Markakis used to hold the record for most consecutive games without committing an error, but Robbie Grossman of the Detroit Tigers played his 401st game in a row without an error, setting the new record.
Hey, do me a favor. Don't ask me to drink tomorrow because I'm not drinking.
Pardon me?
I'm not drinking tomorrow, so don't ask.
I didn't ask you to drink tomorrow. I didn't ask you to drink yesterday. I didn't ask you to drink today. Beer's a lifestyle, not a choice. I don't drink beer and post it to Instagram and go, look at me, I'm 21. I was built for this.
I met Johnny a long time ago.
What are you doing?
He always brings up Okie.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
He takes a lot of pride in being from Oklahoma and being from a small town.
Our teachers always had us write at the beginning, I think, of every year what we planned to do when we grew up. And he was from the beginning. He was a Major League Baseball player. And we were like, oh, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
So in the 8th grade, I was only 5 foot.
Welcome back. Brewers. Dodgers, it's 2-0 Brew Crew. Now, the one thing, if they don't win this game, they're going to be kicking themselves runners in scoring position. 2 runs off of 9 hits. The Dodgers have not scored. They've only had 3 hits. Trevor McGill, and he is the brother of Tyler McGill in the Mets organization. He is on to close this game out. Pretty good closer here for the Brew Crew. Big right-hander stands in. First pitch on the way to Tommy Edmonds. A knuckle curve right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Trevor McGill, 6'8", 249-pounder. The 0-1. In the dirt, good block by by Contreras as Edmonds at the plate. It's 1-1. It's late, y'all. His nickname, Trevor McGill's nickname is Gorilla. The 1-1. 99 at the knees. You got to give that man that call. It's right there. What are you doing, Roberto Ortiz? I know you're a terrible umpire, but you got to see that one. So the 2-1 count. The Padres drafted this man in the 7th round back in 2015. The 2-1 swing, chops it back to the mound. Off the glove of McGill. McGill turns, fires after stumbling and picking it up. He'll get Edmond by about a couple of steps, and it's 1 out here in the 9th inning. Good job of McGill recovering off of that. It went off his glove, underneath his glove, rolled behind the mound. But when you're 6'8", it only takes you about 1 step to make up the difference. And that'll bring Shohei Ohtani to the plate. Ohtani, righty-lefty, first pitch swing and lifts it. High and deep into left field. But that'll be an easy out and a sigh of relief by the Brew Crew and their faithful. 2 down. Two up, 2 down, and Mookie Betts is the batter. But you're not out of the woods yet because Freddie Freeman stands on deck representing the tying run. First pitch to Mookie. Knuckle curve, snaps it at the knees. It's 0-1. Appreciate everybody who stopped in tonight. Please subscribe. We'll be doing these Friday night double headers. Braves first, and then the West Coast game second. The 0-1 chops back towards the mound. It's going to be a tough play. Barehanded by the shortstop. Ortiz, he'll fire it to first, and it's a 6-3 putout. And the Brew Crew have pulled off the 2-0 shutout in Los Angeles. Wow! 2-0 your score. And I think your player of the game ball, I think without a doubt it's got to be the starting pitcher tonight, Quinn Priester. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, just 3 hits allowed, no walks. 10 punchies and no walks. How about that? The Brew Crew's 8th consecutive win. It's their 9th shutout. And the Milwaukee Brewers beat the Dodgers 2-0. Appreciate everybody who stopped in here and check out the game. Braves fans, Brewers fans, Dodger fans, whoever you're pulling for. We'll be back next week on the doubleheader, Friday night. Doubleheader will be Mets-Giants after the conclusion of the Braves-Rangers. And we'll be back tomorrow night, Braves versus Yankees, 7:15 Eastern, first pitch. And all your Braves games following up to that. Once again, we'll be doing these double headers on Friday nights till the end of the season, and we'll have other double headers that we'll announce periodically throughout the week when we get into the months of August and September down the stretch. And of course, we'll cover the playoffs. Y'all have a great night, y'all. Brewers win. Braves win. Pretty good night if you grew up in Milwaukee around the 1950s. Y'all have a great one.